so much for joining us on another segment of the Quartet Corner with your girl Boss Lady. I am here at the 83rd anniversary of the Swanee Quintet. I am so excited to be here, and I'm also excited to be standing with one of the greatest promoters that Quartet has ever seen, especially in the South, and everyone in Atlanta know who this is. Come on, I don't care what you're doing. Y'all just give it up for Mr. Paul Dorsey himself. No, I'm nothing compared to him.
You know, I've heard her name a long time, had a chance to meet her, I think it's at Roy anniversary.
Yes.
And I seen her again today, not knowing I was going to get an interview, so I'm excited. All
right, so let's get this interview going. I've always wanted to interview you. I wanted to know what made you want to get started in promoting Quartet in particular.
It was in 2007. My son at the time was 6, and he had 3 seizures back to back, and he was in a coma. And the doctor told me, to make it short, the doctor told me he only had maybe in a window of 6 hours. If he was going to make it within those 6 hours, he should be fine. If not, it didn't look good for him. So they had him he was in ICU. They had him in a coma. And I called my pastor, and I went in the restroom. My pastor told me to pray. I read a scripture. And I told God, if he healed my son, I give back. At the time, I wasn't promoting. Didn't know. So at midnight, he come out the coma.
Okay.
And Dexter Weatherspoon that was bringing, George Scott that was bringing all the major shows to Atlanta, he died.
Okay.
And the QCs called me and they wanted me to start bringing Lee Williams, and I said, I ain't got that kind of money. I'm not investing in. And then God said, you know what? You told me you're going to give back to me. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, Lord, how am I giving back having a gospel quartet show? Mm-hmm. He said, because every program that you have, I want you to let the people know and bring your son out on the stage and let them know that I was a healer. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing it ever since. And he'll say, I supply your every need. And he's been doing that.
And obviously God is a man and a God of his promise, and that he is so true, because you are very, very successful. It's hard to mention promotion without mentioning Paul Dorsey. So that's why it's just an awesome testimony to say that if you come through with your promises, God will come through with his. I also want to know, if you would give anyone that's wanting to be a promoter, what advice would you give them as far as what it takes to be a great promoter?
One of the things I will tell you, if you want to be a promoter, have a purpose.
Okay.
Of why were you doing this?
Okay.
If you don't have a purpose, then you're lost. Okay. Because when you have a purpose and you give God the glory, he will supply your every need. It may get rough. I'm not going to say that you won't lose, because I lost in doing this when I first started. But I kept the purpose. My purpose was to let people know that God is a healer. Don't do it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Have a purpose of why you're doing this. You may just love gospel music. You may love quartet music. That could be your purpose. Mm-hmm. And if you put God first in everything that you do, he will direct your path in this path of promoting gospel music.
That's awesome. So one last question, because I know you're a busy man. I would like to know, what are your future endeavors? What can we be looking forward to from Mr. Paul Dorsey?
Probably retirement.
Lies. He lied. Come on,
honestly,
Mr. Dorsey.
Honestly, I want to maybe be a voice to help younger promoters, people that want to get into the industry. Mm-hmm. Anything that I could do to help Quartet. I have a lot of promoters that say that, I've mentored them starting out, because that's how we're going to keep it going. If promoters don't have concerts, then the artists won't have nowhere to sing.
That's true.
So the key to this is the promoters. Okay. So any way that I can help, even with you and what you're doing, just being a part of whatever I can just give back my knowledge, my input to help gospel music. That's my goal.
Well, we thank you so much, Mr. Dorsey, to all you have contributed to the quartet community. We talked about so much on Clubhouse and social media about how we can make our genre and our community great, like we know that it is, that the world can see how great that we are. But I want to thank you so much for taking time out for me.
I'm excited to do this interview.
So listen, if you want to get in the South, and he's pretty much the gatekeeper of the South. This is who you need to talk to. Him and Boots is the ones you need to holler at. I'm telling you. I just love his spirit. I love talking to them and listening to the words of wisdom that you guys always, you, Ricky, Eric Bossman, you guys have so much wisdom in this because you guys are not novice. You've been in this for a while. So we thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. Stay tuned for the next interview.